delve with us back into the mists of time, where the earliest whispers of ghost stories began. Picture the ancient civilizations of Egypt, Greece, and China, where the first spectral tales took root. In the land of the pharaohs, Egypt, the belief in life after death was deeply entrenched in the society. Ghost stories were a way to explain the mysteries of the afterlife, giving comfort to those left behind. Tales of spirits visiting their loved ones or haunting their tombs were common, reflecting a belief in an active afterlife where the departed continued their earthly pursuits. Moving to ancient Greece, ghost stories took on a more ominous tone. The Greeks believed in the existence of Hades, a gloomy underworld where the souls of the dead resided. Their stories often featured vengeful spirits returning from Hades to settle scores or seek justice, a reflection of the societal fear of unjust deeds coming back to haunt them. Far to the east, in ancient China, ghost stories had a different flavor. Chinese culture viewed death as a continuation of life, where the spirits of the dead played an active role in the affairs of the living. Ghost stories were a way to maintain a connection with the departed, with tales of benevolent spirits guiding their families or malevolent ones causing mischief. These earliest ghost stories were more than just tales to frighten children or entertain adults around a campfire. They were reflections of the societal beliefs and fears about death and the afterlife. They helped people make sense of the unknown and gave them a way to cope with the inevitability of death. As humans evolved and societies grew, so too did our ghost stories, becoming more complex and intertwined with our cultures. These ancient tales laid the foundation for the ghost stories we know and love today, setting the stage for the spectral tales to come. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, a time of superstition, fear, and of course ghost stories. This period, spanning from the 5th to the 15th century, was marked not only by its historical and cultural developments, but also by its rich tapestry of folklore, especially tales involving the supernatural. One of the defining features of Middle Age ghost stories was their moralistic and religious undertones. The Church held significant power during this period, and its teachings permeated every aspect of life, including folklore. Ghost stories were no exception. In these tales, spirits were often depicted as restless souls, trapped between heaven and hell, their fate a direct consequence of their earthly actions. These stories were filled with moral lessons, warning the living about the perils of sinful behavior. Ghosts were not just eerie specters. They were harbingers of divine justice, eternally suffering for their earthly misdeeds. Take, for instance, the tale of the chained ghosts, spirits of the deceased who were forced to wander the earth, burdened by heavy chains. The chains symbolized their sins, a physical manifestation of their spiritual guilt. The heavier the chains, the graver the sins committed in life. Or consider the story of the White Lady, a common figure in medieval folklore. She was often portrayed as a wronged woman, seeking justice or redemption from beyond the grave. These tales served as a stark reminder of societal expectations and norms, warning against betrayal, dishonesty, and other transgressions. However, it's important to remember that these stories were not just about instilling fear or teaching lessons. They were a way for people to make sense of the world around them, to grapple with the unknown, and to ponder the mysteries of life and death. In essence, ghost stories of the Middle Ages were reflective of the period's societal, religious, and philosophical beliefs. They were more than just tales of the supernatural. They were mirrors reflecting the concerns, fears, and hopes of the people of that era. But as we moved into the modern era, ghost stories would take on a new form. Enter the modern era, where science and reason reign, yet ghost stories persist. The age of technology has not dulled our fascination with the spectral, but rather amplified it. Today, ghost stories have evolved from mere fireside tales into a major genre in entertainment and popular culture. In literature, the ghost story has always held a place of prominence, and in the modern era, it has blossomed. From the spine-tingling works of horror maestro Stephen King to the chilling tales woven by Susan Hill, modern literature is replete with stories of hauntings and spectral encounters. These tales, rooted in our primal fear of the unknown, keep us turning page after page, night after night. The silver screen, too, has been captivated by the allure of ghost stories. Films like The Conjuring and Insidious have not only raked in millions at the box office, but they've also redefined the genre. These stories, brought to life with cutting-edge special effects and masterful storytelling, are more than just popcorn entertainment. They tap into our universal fear of death and what lies beyond, giving us a safe space to explore these fears. But perhaps the most intriguing evolution of the ghost story in the modern era is the rise of real ghost stories. Shows like Ghost Hunters and Paranormal Witness have skyrocketed in popularity, claiming to offer viewers a glimpse into the supernatural. These reality TV shows, equipped with night vision cameras and electromagnetic field detectors, take viewers on thrilling investigations into haunted houses and abandoned asylums. They feed our curiosity and our thrill-seeking tendencies, all while keeping us wondering about the possibility of life after death. Ghost stories in the modern era are not just about the macabre or the eerie. They have become a mirror reflecting our anxieties, our fears, and our fascination with the unknown. And yet, even as we laugh and scream at these stories, there remains a part of us that wonders, could they be true? In our current day, ghost stories have become more than just tales to scare children. They have seeped into our culture, our media, and our curiosity. While our ancestors may have gathered around a fire to share these chilling tales, we now gather around our screens, tuning into the latest horror movie, or scrolling through true ghost stories shared across social media platforms. The digital age has given ghost stories a new platform and a new audience. Horror films have been a cinema staple for decades. However, in the past few years, we've seen a surge in films focusing specifically on ghost stories. These spine-chilling tales of haunted houses, cursed objects, and vengeful spirits have captivated audiences worldwide, proving that our fascination with the supernatural is not only alive, but thriving. Beyond the silver screen, ghost stories have found a home on the internet. Social media platforms are flooded with true ghost stories, shared by individuals who claim to have had personal encounters with the supernatural. These stories are shared, debated, and dissected by millions of users, fueling our collective curiosity and fear. This fascination has spilled over into our travel habits as well. Ghost tours have become a popular tourist attraction in many cities around the world. These tours take visitors through haunted locations, from centuries-old castles to abandoned hospitals, feeding our fascination with the unknown and the unexplainable. Our fascination with ghost stories stems from our desire to understand the world and what lies beyond. They challenge our perception of reality and force us to question what we think we know. Ghost stories, despite their eerie nature, are ultimately about exploration, the exploration of the unknown, the unseen, and the unexplained. Whether we believe in them or not, ghost stories continue to fascinate us, challenging our understanding of the world and what lies beyond. As we look to the future, one thing is clear. Ghost stories are here to stay, but they won't remain as we know them today. The narratives of phantoms and specters will evolve with us, adapting to our ever-changing world and technology. Let's contemplate the potential future trends in ghost stories. Imagine the use of virtual reality technology, creating an immersive experience that leaves your heart pounding and your skin tingling. Not merely an observer, you become a participant, walking through haunted halls, feeling the chill of spectral presences, hearing the whispers of the departed. This is the power of technology, transforming the way we consume ghost stories and making the experience more personal and visceral than ever before. And let's not forget about augmented reality. This technology can superimpose ghostly images onto our everyday world. Imagine walking down your local street and seeing the ghost of a historical figure right in front of your local grocery store. The line between the physical and the spectral could blur, making ghosts an everyday part of our lives. But it's not just about experiencing ghost stories. It's also about the potential for more real ghost stories. As technology advances, so does our ability to capture and analyze evidence. High-definition cameras, sensitive audio recording devices, and specialized software can help us detect anomalies that might suggest a ghostly presence. We can gather more data, scrutinize it with greater precision, and perhaps finally unravel the mysteries that have captivated us for millennia. The future of ghost stories is a blend of the ancient and the cutting edge. The timeless tales of the afterlife, intertwined with the latest technology, will continue to draw us in, inviting us to explore the unknown. Ghost stories, from their ancient origins to their modern incarnations, continue to captivate us, proving that our fascination with the unknown is as timeless as the tales themselves.